Okay, now moving on to the next question, the viability gap funding. Okay, so viability gap funding in simple words, first important point regarding the viability gap funding is that it is not a loan. Okay, viability gap funding is not a loan, it is a grant. Okay, it is a grant. So say there is a particular capital good, okay, infrastructure or any capital good, the government wants the private party to build it. Right. But what's wrong with the private party? Private party will only build something if they get some profits, if they get some incentives. Okay, so say in a rural village, a road has to be built. But if a private party has to build it, say it is costing about 100 crores. Okay, 100 crores. Say the net returns from that project is 60 crores. Okay, so the purpose of the project is more a welfare. Okay, it's something a government should, but the government is trying to make the private sector do it. But will the private sector do it? Will they suffer a loss of 40 crores? No private sector investor will do it. So the government says, okay, we will give you a viability gap funding of say 40-50 crores. Okay, then they will build it. Okay, so this is a grant. Okay, keep that in mind. So a viability gap funding is actually, so this is the viability gap. This is the gap between the cost and the expected returns. So if they don't get the return, there is a gap between the return and the cost. So the government will provide the VGF as a lump sum amount to incentivize the private sector to do it. So it was introduced in 2006, that's actually correct, but it is a factual statement, right? Okay, so economically justifiable means it actually has a social sector perspective. Okay, health, like for example some a primary health center, something like that. Okay, or it has educational social. So this scheme is actually the objective of the scheme was to improve the social sector infrastructure and other traditional infrastructure, roads, bridges, all those things, schools, then what else, drainage, water treatments, okay, those kind of projects. Okay, but these are commercially unviable, right? Because the returns does not match up to the cost. So under the scheme, up to 20% of the total project cost is provided by the government of India as a capital grant. Okay, so that is the key thing. The revamped VGF includes sub schemes for social sector processes like health and education. Is actually correct. Okay. So we can see that all the three are correct. So 1, 2 and D is the answer. So here 20% is there, right? Which can cause confusion. So it's a factual statement. But just know that in VGF 20% of the total project cost is provided by the government as a capital grant. Okay. So that is a factual statement. Okay. There's no way around it. You need to know. Okay. You need to know it. And also it was introduced in 2006, another factual thing you need to know. Okay.